Hi friends, it's Julie. This is a really quick sequence, again based on some questions that I've been getting asked a lot around how to stretch tight hip flexors. So I'm going to show you a couple of Pilates exercises that help slacken off tight hip flexors. Again, Pilates is brilliant because it's a dynamic form of stretching, so you're always moving, stretching and releasing at the same time. If you haven't tried it, I would massively suggest that you do. Hopefully you'll find this video useful. Again, I always say as well, don't think of stretching anything in isolation. Try and think of your whole body as one unit. It is one unit, it's all connected. So often if you are tight somewhere, you've got to stretch the whole body, not just focusing on that one area. That said, I'll show you a couple of quick things in Pilates that you do. Again, most people do suffer tight hip flexors because we sit a lot. We're a nation of sitting people. So just roll down to your mat. We find what we call a nice neutral pelvis and spine. So two hip bones are nice and even. You've got your little curve in your low back, your little curve, gentle curve, natural curve in your neck. Good. Soles of the feet are hip distance in parallel. So weight even on both feet, and the heels are in line with your sit bones. Arm just resting down by your side. The whole body is relaxed and released down to the mat. So we would take a few breaths in and a few breaths out, and we would release any tension with every exhale. Chin in line with breastbone. We're going to come into a spine curl. So as you breathe in and as you exhale, you're going to flatten your back. So you roll the pelvis, you flatten your back, and you're going to wheel the spine up just to the tips of the shoulder blades, hips nice and open, nice stretch in the quads, into the hip flexors here. Take a little breath in at the top, soften from the breastbone, and you're going to roll all the way back down, release back to neutral. Same again. So you're just wheeling one smooth motion up, piece by piece with the spine, and then soften from the breastbone, rolling back down from the top. Try and keep that core control here. So try and engage the abdominals. Use it to release back to neutral. Good. And when you're up in the spine curl, keep those ribs connected on top of the pelvis. Those hips are so lovely and open, glutes are firing, and you're nice and open in the hips. You're getting that lovely stretch here. Take a moment, a breath in at the top. You can lightly press into the backs of the arms and then soften from the breastbone. Keep the weight nice and even in both feet, and then you release all the way back down. Good. From there, the other one I would do is single leg stretch. So just bending both legs in, bring the hands behind the thighs. You're going to come in, roll up into a little kind of chest press here, lifting the shoulder blades off the mat. You're going to send one leg long as you bring one leg in towards you, and then you're going to switch. So pulling the leg in for the stretch here, and you're keeping that lift in the upper body. So abs are scooping, you're keeping just off the shoulder blades or just on the tips of the shoulder blades, elbows nice and wide, looking to the pubic bone, pulling that knee in for that stretch in the hip flexor. So send one leg long as you drive one leg in. That's the other little thing I would do. Good. And then you can, when you've had enough of that, hug both legs in, release and relax back down, take a little roll. And then you're going to come onto your side. So again, you're going to find neutral in your neutral pelvis and spine, your side lying here. Underneath arm can be long, head down, or you can prop your hand up. Underneath legs in this kind of 90-degree bend, you're going to just bring the back of your ankle, the back of your foot into your hand, and you're going to draw your line, your thigh in line with your hip for this stretch here, this thigh stretch. Yeah, so your quads, your hip flexors, all getting stretched here. Make sure you stay neutral, so don't pull and pop. So those ribs, imagine your ribs are tucked into the waistband of your leggings or whatever you're wearing, and just pressing try and keep the leg in line with the hip, just pressing ever so slightly. You can open the shoulder here too, which is quite nice. Keep pressing the back of the foot into the hand. Keep drawing the abdominals in. It's a lovely one. Stretching, also the shoulder is nice and open here too. Good. Watch for that leg creeping up, try and keep it down, and watch for losing neutral. So watch those ribs don't pop the whole time. Think of drawing that belly button in towards the spine. And you would do that on the other side obviously as well. And then the other one that I would do is swimming. So you lie on the back, nice cross body stretch this one. So your kind of feet, legs are width of the mat, arms are width of the mat, head is down, and then you're going to take a breath in, lift the head and neck in line with the spine, and then you're going to lift all the limbs, and then you're just going to take this little swim. So moving nice and smooth. Good. The glutes, the legs lifting from the glutes and the hamstrings. Torso stays nice and stable, always scooping. And really think of stretching and lengthening. So opposite toe from opposite hand or fingers, really reach out and then stop, lengthen out. And then to finish off, take a little counter stretch. Press your bum mat towards your heels here. Good, little counter stretch. And then you would come into a little 4-point kneeling. Good. So here we look for knees under hips and then wrists under shoulders. Turn your little creases to kind of smile at each other so as the elbows are nice and protected. Good. Press the mat away, so fill that space between the two shoulder blades so we're not dipped down. We're really active, and we're drawing abdominals up away from the mat. You're just going to slide one leg back in line with the hip, and you're just going to lift to tap down. But with this, think of stretching that leg. Every time it lifts, scoop the abs. You're only taking it to hip height. Keep neutral in the spine, so it's important that the leg doesn't go way up and you're sinking down here. So we're only kind of lifting to hip height or below. Think of the scoop. Think of keeping active, pressing out. And imagine somebody's got your toe and they're pulling your leg out. So this nice stretch out of the hip socket. Really dynamic. Good. If you want, you can take the hand into it, but just focus on the lower body if you're stretching, if you're want to work the hamstrings. Sorry, I keep saying that. The hip flexors. Good. And other side, same thing. So really stretch and lengthen out. Feel that nice stretch. Keep the hips closed. So watch for kind of the hips rotating. Imagine there's a line down the centre of your mat. You're going to stay in line with that centre point the whole time. And you're just lifting and tapping. Really reach. So it's important to think of stretching as you lift. Keep pressing, keep filling that space on the shoulders. Scooping those abs. And down. Take a little counter stretch. So bum back towards your heels. Head down. Brew a couple of breaths into the ribs here. And that is a very short sequence for just stretching out those hip flexors if they're feeling a little bit tight. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, then I do have a lovely stretch and strength Pilates sequence. It's a dynamic sequence that I'd love you to try. I'll drop a little link to where you can access that in the comment section of this video, and I hope you enjoy it. I will see you back here on your mat very, very soon. Take care. Bye.